this video, we've got the best case scenario for the Republicans in the upcoming governor's elections. I did the Dems already, this time it's the GOP. So this is the best reasonable case scenario. It's not going to get super crazy. And the national environment is already looking like it's going to be blue. So this is going to be relative to that. It's not going to be a red tsunami, but it's going to be a lot better of a night than it looks like it might be right now for the Republicans. But of course, we're just barely getting into primary season. Tons of question marks. Everything is really still up in the air. We're a lot of time away from that actual election. So only minor changes since a couple of months ago. But let's quickly go through this. We'll start with the safe states, and these should be a 10 or more point margin for the Republicans. They're going to get Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, and in the Northeast, we've got Vermont and New Hampshire. Most of these don't need a lot of explanation. And yeah, there's always a possibility a third party or independent candidate gets into the race and makes things more complicated. But I do think Greg Abbott would get it over 10 in Texas, and in the Northeast, Kelly Ayotte also would get it over 10. But in Vermont, that really depends on if Phil Scott runs for a sixth two-year term. If he does, then nobody could possibly beat him. But now we'll do the safe states for the Dems. So even on a good GOP night, I don't think it's really going to get too competitive. In Hawaii, California, I don't think Republicans are going to have two in the top two primary. And if they have one, I still don't think it's going to get under 10. Under 15, maybe, but 10 is a different story. Then we're going to go all the way to the East Coast. Just two more states. It's Massachusetts and Maryland. Both of these probably strong Democrat incumbents, and Republicans have little or no bench here. Now, to the likely states. These would be semi-competitive, between 5 and 10 point margins. First, let's do Alaska. Now, this I had it safe. I'm taking it just down into likely territory, even on a great night. It's complicated here with the top four primary ranked choice voting, and the politics are a little bit quirky. So it's a red-leaning state, but it's not overwhelming. Because of the question marks, I think the Republicans would still win it easily. But now I think it would only be about 9 to 9.5 points. Next, it's Nevada. Joe Lombardo, the incumbent Republican, I think would get it done by mid-single digits, 5, maybe 6 points. Then we're going to hop over to Kansas. This is an open seat. It is a red-leaning state, but Dems just won 2 terms here for governor. So it could get over 10 if everything lines up for the Republicans. But this is another one I'm going to keep at high single digits out of caution. Next, it's Iowa. Probably Randy Feenstra here would be the next governor, defeating Rob Sand. I don't think there's much to say. It would get close to 10, but not quite. In Ohio, it's going to be similar. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's not looking great right now. But in the end, I think he would win by at least 5 points on a good night. Now we've got the likely states for the Dems. Most of these are borderline safe. I still don't think they're really going to be truly competitive. Quickly from west coast to east, we've got Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, Minnesota, Illinois, New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. I think 0 of those states are actually closer to going down to leans than up to safe. All of them, probably 8 to 10 point margins at least. Some of these are open seats that makes them a little bit more likely to be close. But still, Colorado, if that gets under 10, it's going to be by a half a point. If Minnesota gets under 10 with Amy Klobuchar, it's not going to be by much. Same with the rest of these. In Rhode Island, Dan McKee's probably not going to be the nominee. That should make this a couple of points closer, but still probably not going to get much under 10. So now we'll do the most competitive states. Lean are under 5%, tilt are 1% or less. Let's start in the East Coast. We've got Maine. This one is an open seat, but the state happens to lean blue federally. And considering it doesn't look like it's going to be a great year for the Republicans, unless there's another crazy three-way split like with Paul LePage, I think the best Republicans are going to hope for here is taking a loss with a lean rating. Then we've got Pennsylvania. Stacey Garrity is not a terribly weak candidate for the Republicans, but going against popular incumbent Josh Shapiro, I think if she got it down to under 5, that would be a pretty great night for the GOP. Next in Georgia. So many question marks here, but the bottom line is this is going to be a lean Republican. I'm not quite going to go up the likely. Next in Michigan. Could be a 3-way race. Maybe Mike Duggan actually fizzles out. It's only a 2-way race. Either way, if Harris were in the White House, Republicans would have a better chance at capturing this seat. Right now, it's only going to be lead Republican. It's going to be the same thing in Wisconsin. More question marks, probably Tom Tiffany for the GOP, but it's going to be lead red. The last state here is in the Southwest. It's Arizona. I think Katie Hobbs is vulnerable, and in this scenario, she is going to go down. It's not going to be over 5, but Republicans are going to get it. I don't think Andy Biggs is a strong candidate. Maybe it ends up being Dave Schweiker. Either way, this would be a flip and a pickup. So that's the final map, and that comes out to 30 seats for the Republicans, 20 for the Dems. Republicans would have pickups in Arizona, Kansas, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They would get close in a couple other states, but that's kind of the top of the mountain for how it looks right now. As I said, anything could happen on both sides. Who knows what dynamics we'll see taking place over this election season. But that's what I've got right now for the best case scenario for the GOP as a march. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about this map? Do you think Republicans could make any other gains in this scenario? Or do you think there's some states that would still not even flip in this environment? Let me know how your map looks down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.